Catch a Vibe with Big Hass, only on Pulse 95.
And we're going to say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace, love, and blessings. And welcome to another episode of Catch a Vibe with me, Big Hass, that airs every Saturday and Sunday from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. on this beautiful station, Catch a Vibe. If this is the first time you're tuning in, welcome to the tribe. Obviously, Catch a Vibe is Pulse's first and only music-dedicated radio show. In it, we humanize, the artists, the singers, the songwriters. And I want to shout them out, all of them. Like, seriously, a big, big round of applause for all the music enthusiasts, all the singers, all the songwriters, all the musicians, all the graffiti artists, the poets that came through. It's been a blessings, over 97 or 98 episodes right now, closing to 100 episodes, which I'm really super excited about. One of the cool things about Catch a Vibe, and today is an example, is it gives me a chance to get to know cool, creative, good-hearted people. This is why I think it's a selfish thing for me as well, because in the premises of, let's say, 40 minutes or so, I have this chance to get to know them on a better level. And I feel privileged because there's some amazing, incredible artists. So I'm going to put the music down because tonight's guest is a special one. And we're going to do this. We're talking about an incredible drummer. Her name is Amna Al Haddad. She's an amazing human being. She wears so many hats as well. We're going to say assalamu alaikum to Amna. How you doing?
Hello, shahwarak. Hi, how's it going?
I'm great. How do you feel about the background music?
Man, it's perfect. It's so fitting. 100%. 100%.
I love the energy already. Mashallah alayki. Let's wait for the drop for this one because I'm telling you. Let's do it. Officially, welcome to obviously, Catch a Vibe. Amna, I want to kind of go back and understand your story with music generally. Mm-hmm. Obviously, for you to be a drummer, you have to be liking music. What's your story with music? How did you get in love with music?
Well, it's a funny story. So I am a musician by accident.
Okay, I like that. Tell me.
I never knew I could even play an instrument. It was never on my radar. One day I used to go to a studio where they were providing different activities like dance, gym, Pilates and whatnot. And they also had music classes.
Nice.
So I jumped on a class once and I was like...
Wait, the class you jumped for the music, was it the drumming class?
It was actually a percussion class.
Nice.
It was a percussion class. Okay. And actually, back then, I really hated percussion.
Okay.
I was like, no, I want the real thing,
I hear you.
And then I found myself feeling like, you know what? I really like the feeling of this instrument. It's very strong. It's very powerful.
It's very expressive.
But I was struggling for at least 6 months to play the basic rock beat, which is the absolute basic thing in like music. So anybody who sees me play back then, they would probably think I would be really I would struggle to actually pick up the, instrument.
So quick thing here, what led you to be consistent with it, although you haven't seen results quickly?
Once I find something that speaks to me and speaks to my soul and speaks to my energy and matches my personality, I'm like, yeah, we're in this together.
We're friends.
However long that will take, we are friends and we're in it together.
I love that. When did you get into that? Was it 3-4 years ago?
Yeah, actually, it's a really funny story. It was during COVID.
Yeah, COVID helped a lot of people in a way.
Yes.
It messed up a life, but so many stories came out of COVID.
Yeah, so it was during the COVID pandemic. There was not a lot of places where you could go and do things and activities.
Correct.
So once the studio opened, which I joined before COVID, but then for a couple of weeks, and then it was off for 3 months, I think. And then back, I was just doing a lot of dancing because I joined because of dance. I like to dance.
Okay.
But then I saw a lot of actual connection between dance and music. The more I understood music, the more I understood dance. The more I understand music, the more I understand dance now because of music. So I just really love the feeling of holding sticks in my hand and hitting. I have a lot of anger issues. I'm not going to deny it. It's there. Wow. So I have a healthy outlet now to my stress and my anger.
Seriously, it's not even 3 minutes in the interview, and I love the energy that you have. I think when you were talking about that, it's about expressing as well.
Yes.
You found your way.
Yes.
Somebody else found their way in flute or I don't know, whatever it is. I think it's a super cool thing. So would you is it a true statement to say that your introduction to music was 3-4 years ago? Like, were you a fan of music before that? Did you see yourself a musician before that or no?
Not for a second.
Wow.
Not for a second. Like, it was never on my radar, you know. I never, like, at one point I wanted to learn the guitar, but not really.
Yeah.
You know?
I think everybody wanted to learn the guitar.
At one point. Yeah. So
Cool.
I feel like that was going to be like my entry, but it was not. It was actually drums, and you're really connected with the instrument. I feel like it resonates with me and my personality a lot.
Yo, mashallah, this is really amazing. Amna Al Haddad, mashallah, you're Emirati. You're an incredible. She wears, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of hats. She's an incredible motivational speaker, a real estate advisor, a mental health advocate, a former Olympic lifter. Like, that's wow. This is incredible. She also you have a figure.
A wax figure.
A wax figure?
Yeah.
This is what? And now a drummer. I'm telling you, like, this is, you're also an author, you wrote a book?
I have some chapters in a book, yes.
Like, this is, I'm telling you, the cool thing about, our guest today, and we're scratching the surface even, I think that we need at least 5-6 episodes of Catch a Vibe for you to get to know her. But yeah, she's, mashallah, incredible. The drumming aspect, and before we take a break, other than expressing yourself in that way, in what way did it not change you, add to your life as Amna Al Haddad?
That's a beautiful question. Sometimes I feel a bit lost in life, and actually having an instrument and having music in my life is giving me direction, and it's giving me something to look forward to, a skill to work on. And I can do it at my own time, and I don't have to depend on others to help me with it.
Wow.
I can actually teach myself now.
Practice.
And I can, I put the program for myself of what I want to achieve with it. So it gives me that sense of control and that sense of power.
Wow. Do you hear that round of applause? That's for you. No, that's really beautiful what you said. I think a lot of people know that, but they don't say it enough. I love what you just said right there. In the Arab region, I want to talk to you more about that. We don't see a lot of Arab drummers. And one of the things that I was told is because we don't have basements. In America,
Yes.
there's and because it's loud.
Yes.
Is that true? Where do you practice, in studios or home?
Very good question. So it's a funny story.
Okay.
Everybody insisted that I buy electric drums, but I refused to buy
Thank you.
electric drums.
Thank you so much for that.
I refused. And we actually had a garage in our home that
Nice.
my mom turned into a space for her business.
Wow.
And she agreed to allow me to use the space
Shout
to
out to your
bring.
mom.
Yeah, man. Seriously, I don't know what I would have done if I didn't have drums at home.
Ya Allah.
So I actually waited till I managed to have a space to bring my acoustic drums, and I've had it now for about a year and a couple of months.
That must feel good.
Man, it's like next door. Like, I just go next door, have my practice, play loud.
Ya Allah.
And no one's like complaining. Alhamdulillah for that.
Next step is having, events there.
Inshallah. Inshallah.
Ya Allah. Ladies and gentlemen, we are with Amna Al Haddad. She's an Emirati, really incredible human being. That's all I can say. Like, you can't box her in one thing. She has a lot of things and she wears a lot of hats. I'm going to put you on the spot, obviously, for the people listening in the cars. We need to take a break. And it's a music, it's a radio station. We want to get to know your vibe. What song, as long as it's radio clean, right? What song can we play?
Can we play Zombie?
Oh, what? Cranberries?
Yes.
I love this record.
Let's go.
Are you selecting songs because of the drums in it or because of
Yes.
the lyrics?
Actually, it's mostly because of the drums now.
Oh, nice.
Before, I didn't hear the drums. Now
Yeah.
I can hear the drums, and I'm like, wow,
Okay.
this is so cool.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Definitely a great record, ladies and gentlemen. We're starting off with the amazing, of course, Amna Al Haddad, who I'm still really scratching the surface. Do not go anywhere. It's Pulse 95 Radio.
Catch a Vibe with Big Hass. Only on Pulse. Pulse 95.
Pulse 95 Radio, Big House, ladies and gentlemen. A special guest in the building. We got the incredible Amna Al Haddad, who's from the UAE. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see she's vibing right now. How do you feel, Amna, about this? Yeah. Super happy. Of course, we just heard Zombie by the Cranberries. What a record. What a record. Incredible. It's one of those records that really will never die. Amna, mashallah, we talked about the fact that you wear so many hats. Before I get into one of these hats, which is the inspirational kind of, speaker, motivational speaker, which is incredible in my opinion. How difficult or challenging is it to manage all these passions that you have? From a motivational speaker to a drummer right now, to a real estate advisor, to a mental health advocate, to, all these things. How challenging is it? Or are you having fun with it so far? Like, tell me the story.
I'm having so much fun with it.
Okay.
And I'm exploring a lot with it. And it's all about prioritizing what matters at what time. If I have a show coming up, I will put drumming number one in my schedule and everything around it.
Okay.
If I have a big client coming in, I'll be working with the client and everything around that. If I have an event for speaking, I'll do that. There are times, however,
they clash.
They all clash.
Right? What do you do?
I allow myself one day off to do nothing and rest so I can manage the rest of the week juggling all of it.
So, oh wow. Did you ever face canceling something for something else?
No, alhamdulillah.
Okay, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay, because then you'll know which is more important.
That's true.
Right?
That's very true. Yeah.
You're like,
that's very true.
hey. Wow. Okay, one of the things that really, when you kind of, Google you or kind of do a research about you, is that you really love inspirational, speaking. I love it. Because I'll say this, there's an old Bedouin saying, I'll say it in Arabic and translate it. إن الإنسان الذي لا أثر له لا حياة له. A human being with no impact has no life. And I feel when you're saying your things and you're saying your piece, you're saying your mind, so many people got impacted or gets impacted from that. And that's incredible. How did you get into that? Like, what was it something you heard and you, sparked something in me, I want to do the same?
No, actually. What it started is I was dealing with my own mental health journey. And I decided to blog about it and talk about it anonymously back then in 2009, 10.
Bless you.
Back in the day.
Okay.
And I used sports as a way to release my stress and my depression and my anxiety. And then I was invited to speak at TEDx in Ajman for the first time, 2011. And I was actually very terrified of being public. It was in front of 1,000 people. I pretty much cried the night before the talk. I was like, I'm not going to do it. I'm so scared. But then I decided, you know what? You have a story to tell, and somebody out there will actually listen to what you have to say. And it's true. Some people reach out to me till this day, like, Amna, I remember your talk back in the day. And I'm like, wow.
Bless.
We never know how much our stories can actually impact others.
Impact people.
Yeah.
Yo, thank you so much for sharing that. I don't want to get too much into details with it, but if you don't mind, if you're only comfortable with it, what were some of the things that you were dealing with? Like, what was the TEDx talked about? Bullet points, in a way.
It was basically about...
If you don't mind
yeah,
talking
of course,
about it.
I don't mind. It was basically about how actually obesity starts with the mind, not in the body. It's more about our approach to life.
Facts.
And how we see things. And it's actually normal to have a lot of different emotions. It's more about learning how to tackle them one by one and not be ashamed of any of them. And they all do exist within us, regardless of what's happening in our life. I could be having the best day of my life, but I could still have sadness with something else.
Correct.
And there's nothing wrong with that or wrong with that,
Isn't it crazy that people find something wrong with that?
It is crazy.
It is crazy to me.
Absolutely. Like, we're a human being having an emotional experience every single day. Our emotions change, second by second, based on what's happening, based on memories, based on experiences. It's important to allow ourselves to actually experience all of these different emotions and just let them through. And
I love that you said that. The thing is, people don't have to understand that the human being is a complex creature. Like, we're complex, subhanAllah, the way God created us. We're very complex.
Yes.
So all these emotions. Okay, so that's incredible. Were you nervous before you do that TEDx talk?
I was shaking. I was terrified.
Do you remember it till now?
I do remember it, but it was a great experience. And since then, I was getting invited to speak more.
Wow.
And because
it was the spark for you anyway.
It was the spark, yeah. It was the start of something.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I love that. Because, look, I think you can be inspiring in many ways, whether you're speaking, whether you're drumming. You don't know this, but I'm going to tell you, so many people from Saudi Arabia, because I talked about you a couple of times, and so many people, female Saudi Arabians, they said, my parents are not allowing me to drum. It's amazing that you shared her. Maybe I'm going to follow her. I'm going to see her journey. You see, you impacted somebody. The girl who messaged me lives in Taif, is in Saudi Arabia. It's like it's not, like she had no hope.
Wow.
And out of nowhere, here you go, Amna Al Haddad, giving her hope.
Yeah.
And you might never meet her, this person. but you're still impacting her.
Yeah.
Through drumming.
Yeah.
Not through your motivational speaker. You see, this is what you're inspiring.
Yeah.
Man. Listen, I want to put you on the spot, okay? She's
Okay.
laughing right now. But seriously, one of my favorite movies is a movie called The Gladiator. And if you're watching right now on YouTube or listening to us right now, of course, on 95 FM, you can hear this is the Now We're Free theme song. This is a very, very powerful, very vulnerable, I'd say as well. Very vulnerable piece of music that I feel I can speak. My heart speaks when I listen to this. So, Amna, I think you see this coming. I want you to give us 15, 20 seconds of anything really that comes from your mind. You know, in rap, we have freestyle, right?
Yeah.
Anything at all. 15,
Yeah.
20 seconds. Are you able to do it?
Yes.
She said yes right away. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Pulse 95 Radio, catch a vibe with a twist with the incredible Emirati drummer, Amna Al Haddad. Over to you. Your time starts now.
Okay. In life, you will be given choices. And what choice you take will determine where your life goes. It's up to you to take that step to change your life. A no is not a real no. It's a redirection. It's a chance for you to go and try again and again until you find what's right for you.
What? Yo, that gave me goosebumps. The no part. Yo, the no part got me.
Okay.
You see, this is now where people start.
Hitting all the emotions.
Yeah. You got me emotional there.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think, I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
And I'm honest with my feelings, you know. And I'm talking to men. You men out there need to be honest with your feelings as well, you know. I'm looking at you say, you know, what you said. And two things came to my mind. One, I'm looking at an Emirati sister expressing herself in the most beautiful way. And two, I'm looking at a human really trying to inspire somebody else on the radio. And this is why you took this challenge, because you want to just inspire people. You wanted to make an impact. And you said yes right away. You didn't say, I don't know what to say. Am I going to sound, you know, weird? No, you just said it. Love it.
Thank you.
Oh, man.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah. Catch a vibe with an emotional vibe today.
Woo!
Let's take a break. I'm going to put you on the spot again. What song can we play for the people? Like any song again. It could be any record.
Okay. Let's go with Eye of the Tiger. I feel like it's very fitting with this theme right now.
What? This is beautiful curation. You're
Really?
going to take my job right now. And like, beautiful curation right now. Your motivation. Eye of the Tiger. Your beautiful record. I remember our common friend, you know, Umar Duri. Shout out to Umar Duri. He has this record of, you'll see, Eye of the Tiger always playing. Survivor is a great, great, great record. So, hey, let's pump it up with that record. And we're going to be right back with the amazing Amna Al Haddad. Keep it locked.
Catch a vibe with Big Hass. Only on Pulse. Pulse 95.
Pulse 95 Radio. Big Hass. Amna Al Haddad is my guest. Amna, what is this we're hearing in the background? You can see it.
I love it.
We're listening to Asking Alexandria, right? Into the Fire. But you can tell, ladies and gentlemen, my guest is all about this energy that she has expressing herself, and she found, you know, obviously, she found herself with that type of music. Quick question before I talk about the challenges that you faced as a drummer. Was it always this type of music that you were into? Because I understand you like hip hop as well. You know, before you became the drummer 3-4 years ago, what sort of music you used to listen to?
I always liked, you know, hip hop,
Okay.
rap.
Okay.
I liked, like back in the day. But now I also like things like Afro, Latin.
Yes.
So I really like a mix of different genres. And I think it's more about how the song feels to me and in my body. Like when I listen to music, I feel it in my body.
I get it.
So that song, if it speaks to me, it does. It's not even about like the artist and who's like, you know, singing or producing or creating the song. It's more about how I feel about it.
I love that.
Yeah.
When it comes to drumming, first of all, I'm not sure if you've got that a lot, but so many people always get shocked when a girl is playing electric guitar, drumming. They feel that instrument equal like the gender, and I don't like that. It's weird. Did you face that?
A little bit, not a lot.
Okay, good.
I think it's changing now in the scene overall globally, but in the region, it's still not very common.
Yeah, because you don't see a women drumming a lot.
No, it's not. It's not. Even though there's a lot of amazing female drummers, like Sheila E. and many others that globally, and they opened the door for a woman to play the instrument. It's seen as a very masculine instrument, because it requires a lot of energy output, and you have to really be very have a lot of independence with your limbs. And I think that's actually a very female thing.
Yeah, I'm looking at you. Right. I'm like, this is really women, But so I don't get it. Where did this perception start? I don't know.
I have no idea.
It's because the reason, in my opinion, because you don't see a lot. The other day, I hosted a pianist who also plays electric guitar, and I asked her, which is your favorite? She's like, electric guitar. I'm like, whoa, okay. The society wants to put her in a piano, because it's more like, fitting. Yeah. But she likes electric guitar more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk drums technically. When you first got into the drums, what were what was the challenge, the main challenge you faced as Amna Al Haddad?
Great question. I was really challenged with limb independence. I did not
explain that. What is that?
Basically, it means your right hand is doing one thing, your left hand is doing something else, your left leg is doing one thing, and that's the absolute basic. And then you start to work with your, left leg, and your right hand is doing like quarter notes, but you're hitting the snare on 2 and 4 and the left, and your right leg is doing all these offbeat kicks, and it's a whole.
You struggle with that.
It's which is very normal, for somebody who did not start early on. I don't mind saying my age. I'm 34, turning 35 soon.
Bless you, my sister.
So I started like in my 30s playing the drums. So of course, there will be some challenges, but I quickly picked up the concept of drumming. So the more I understood how to read sheets, because now I can read a bit of sheets as well,
You can read sheets?
Read music, yes.
That's cool.
Yeah. So it has helped me understand this is what's happening, this is what's going on with this part of my, the music in the song. As a drummer, your main job really is to just keep the tempo. You're basically the heartbeat of, the band.
Correct.
You're keeping the band together. So as a drummer, your job is to make sure you keep time. So sometimes I manage to get a little bit off time, and, you have to use a metronome. With a metronome, it's easier.
Correct.
But you need to really train yourself to constantly play with the metronome so that it becomes second nature, like it becomes your heartbeat. When you hear a song, you just know what tempo that song is on.
That comes with practice, obviously.
It comes with practice, time, and what's interesting with drumming, it's an instrument with a chance to create so many sentences, so many words that are limitless.
Oof.
I
love that.
Drumming is so limitless. And once you understand the absolute basics, which starts with knowing your rudiments, your accents, your, all of these things, you start being able to actually be creative with the instrument.
صح.
I'm at a stage where I'm still learning the very, very basics because I did not have a proper education into music. I didn't have textbook training and
theoretical.
Exactly. Yeah. I started just playing the instrument, playing the basic, beat, and building on that, playing different songs on the basic beat. That kind of is exciting in the beginning because you can suddenly play 100 songs, but you're not really playing the song to its full potential because you don't have the right, understanding and knowledge to do that. So I'm taking myself back to that stage where I'm stripping it down to the very, very basics and then building on that to have a strong foundation.
But that's amazing. That shows, when you're talking right now, I can see your passion. You're very, very passionate about this. This is, it's beautiful. Although it's challenging to you, but you still want to pursue it. That shows me that you love it. You truly, truly love it. And you just recently got into it as well.
Yeah.
Do you feel, this is a weird question, do you feel this love for drums will ever go away, or you found something that will forever be your friend?
That's a beautiful question. I think that I will always keep certain things in my life. I don't know where it will take me. And this is another thing that actually I want to talk about, is that I had zero expectation as to where my drumming is going to go when I started drumming. I had no idea I'm going to actually start to get like, paid gigs and get interest and like start playing, publicly. I had absolutely no vision of that.
Crazy.
And I think that's the beauty.
You didn't even think of that.
No, and
Wow.
I think that's the beauty of starting things with no expectation, because you will be constantly surprising yourself.
I love that. This is a big advice, actually, for anything that you expect, do you remember the first time, because I think I saw a video, your first ever gig? Like the first official gig as a drummer for you as Amna Al Haddad?
First official gig was actually this year.
Okay.
It was in Abu Dhabi. It was with the Zayed Higher Organization and Emirati Musicians Association collaboration. And it was an event to actually highlight those with special needs.
Yes.
And it was a beautiful event to share the stage with them and see how music can impact everybody in a positive way.
But how did it feel? You were in a part of an event officially as a musician.
That was so beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful, and I really enjoyed every second of it. And I was maybe for the first time in the music. And I think that was beautiful. Like once you're practicing, you're learning, you're just constantly in an analytical stage.
صح.
But once you are like in the music, you become the music, and it comes through you.
So in that event, you felt that?
I felt that.
Wow.
Yeah, I want to feel that more often.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's amazing. So, excuse my ignorance here. When you get asked to perform in an event, do you have a band, for example? Do you come in performing solo? How does that go?
That's a great question. So I work with different bands.
Okay,
One
nice.
of my bands now, it's called One Soul.
One Soul.
Yeah.
Shout out to One Soul. Tell me about One Soul.
So One Soul is a band that was born for our love for music, and we're a multicultural band.
Nice.
We're from everywhere in the world, literally.
Wow.
We are a mix of like different nationalities, and we all bring something to the table with our own experience and expertise, and like our interest in music is very like different.
Okay.
And we try to combine that as part of the songs we play and the music we create together.
What kind of music you play? Like, that's super cool.
We mainly play like pop and rock at the moment.
Nice.
Which is really cool. Like oldies, a lot of old like rock vibe, like songs like Have You Seen the Rain? Things like, yes.
Wow.
Things like, Every Breath You Take, and like the stuff that, just makes people like feel like.
So
good.
wait, I'm super excited. Do you guys have an Instagram account or
We
something?
have an
What
Instagram
is it?
account. It's called One as in number one Soul Band.
I'm following that right now. and how many people are in the band?
We are 4, and we have a bassist joining us soon, inshallah. Yeah.
Yo, this is super cool. You're
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
One Soul.
One Soul.
One Soul
Yeah.
band. Okay.
Yeah.
You said you play with many other bands, or?
I played with other bands as well.
Okay.
Sometimes as a musician, you need to work with
course.
different people.
100%.
You cannot just be with one band
Yeah.
and that's it, because it doesn't really work here. And bands sometimes, things happen.
They always
and
need a
not-
drummer, someone need, yeah.
Exactly. So I work with anybody who's interested to like work with me and also understand where I'm starting at and my level.
Okay.
I always like kind of give that like a
The
disclaimer. Disclaimer. Disclaimer.
I just started,
you know. So I appreciate those who are giving me the chance,
Yo.
especially the ones who are more advanced, because they're helping me advance as well.
That's crazy.
So they're like, passing it forward by actually giving me that chance. So I actually work with another musician. They're a duo,
Okay.
Josh and Jesse.
No way. Yeah,
Yes.
JJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they are really amazing. And we actually played together at the Zayed Higher Organization event that
Wow.
happened.
Wow.
And our band name is called Insijam,
Insijam.
as in harmony. Yeah.
Harmony.
Yeah.
I love that word.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I just thought about something. This is random right now. Sometimes I don't call myself a DJ. I'm selecting music. I'm thinking of one of the events. I want to bring you with me.
Sure.
Yeah?
That'd be awesome. Yeah, let's do it.
I think that'd be super cool, Like, introduce you, have your drum kit right there, and then like I will highlight you. Like, seriously, I really want to do that. We'll have to talk off air.
Sounds good.
I have so many ideas. We want to take a short break, but this is really, really fascinating stuff. Same question. I'm putting you on the spot. What song can we play right now for the people?
You know what? Let's go with In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins.
Ooh.
Because he's such an amazing drummer and he also sings while he drums.
Thank you for saying that. He is an incredible drummer.
So that is something I would like to explore in the near future as a new skill.
Yeah, we were talking off air. Yeah, up next you might hear something really cool. But yeah, Phil Collins, of course, a legend in his own way. I love the record. You're really selecting beautiful music here, Anna. Seriously, we are
I
a radio
have really,
station.
I have really good taste in music.
I do. I agree.
I
Like,
really
she's
do.
not bragging. I'm telling you, it's a fact. We're going to be right back, you guys. Catch a vibe, of course, with you guys for another segment with my incredible, amazing guest, Amna Al Haddad.
Catch a vibe with Big Hass. Only on Pulse. Pulse 95. Pulse.
Woo! Pulse 95 Radio, Big Hass. Amna Al Haddad, who is from the UAE. She's Emirati. She's a drummer. She's an obviously motivational speaker. She's a real estate advisor, mental health advocate. And what are we hearing in the background, Amna?
This is Trivium Until the World Goes Cold. The music is just out of this world for me.
I agree.
I love it.
I agree.
So much power.
100%. Very random question for you. When you're playing this music to your friends, right? What's the first thing that comes to their mind?
I think
I like the laugh.
I think I have friends who like the same music choices as I do.
Okay.
Of course, like, this kind of music that we're listening to
Yeah.
now, like the metal stuff, is very advanced.
Yes.
A lot of these songs have a lot of intricacies in them.
Correct.
That need time for me to actually learn and pick up, and you
But
cannot
it
bypass it.
It
Yeah.
inspires you, like
It
a lot.
inspires me, yeah. And I can always manage to play bits and pieces of in the song. So I always, like, when a song is very hard, I try to work with the parts I can, and at least I will learn something new. Yeah.
Love that. So this could be like a very difficult question. I just realized that before asking. As a musician, sometimes it's hard to have your own voice, meaning singer will do covers and then they start doing originals and then we know X, Y. Khalas.
Yeah.
Musician, he or she's a drummer,
Yeah.
is a bassist. What's their voice? What do? They're always singing or they're always performing songs that we know, but it's not theirs. Do you struggle with that? Does that something that is concerning to you at all? You want to come up with your own original songs? You want to become part of you're part of the band, of course, One Soul. Tell me about that.
That's a very beautiful question because a couple of things. As a drummer, you have your solos where you can express the musicality that you want to express.
Correct.
So it's more about you and what you want to do in that moment. Other than that, there is also a skill I want to explore, which is me rapping while playing the drums.
Love that.
Because I managed to do a little bit of that. It needs a lot of development. It's nowhere near where it can be or how, good, but we all start somewhere, so might as well just explore it and see where it goes.
But Allah yahmiki, like every time I try to ask you a question, you're just trying.
Yeah.
And I think if you want to get, ladies and gentlemen, if you're tuning in, if you want to get anything out of this interview, definitely go follow Amna Al Haddad. But understand that sometimes it's okay to try. Like if you're not really, they tell you have to try a life at least. And so far, everything I heard from you, you're trying. You're like, that you need to get better.
Yeah.
You need to master it more. But I'm trying it.
Yeah.
So many people don't even get that step. They're afraid to even try. So you have to really give that. I'm giving you a big round of applause just for that. Tap on the back. Tap on the really, because I think it's really incredible.
Yeah.
But going back to the question, the original music, is that something you discuss with some of the bands that you're with? For example, do they have an original? Tell me more about that.
At the moment, we are not doing originals with this band.
Okay.
We're doing covers, and I think it's always good to start with
Of
covers because it can give you a sense of your musicality where you can arrange things and change things. So we're exploring things like mashups that are really cool to create like interesting kind of like shocking vibe.
Give me a mashup you guys do.
We're doing a mashup with Sweet Dreams and Seven Nation Army.
What?
And that's a really cool one. That's a really cool mashup.
Sweet dreams are
made of
Oh man. Wow.
Yeah.
When you're obviously this interview with Catch a Vibe is focused on the music element of Amna Al Haddad, but ladies and gentlemen, don't get it wrong. She's inspiring. When you go to her Instagram, and she does a lot of things as well. The focus here is the drumming, which is like the new kind of arsenal for Amna Al Haddad. When you're drumming, take me through this time when you're drumming. Do you forget the world? Does the world exist? Like, take me inside Amna Haddad's mind.
Drumming is like meditation in action. That's how I see drumming. I am literally in meditation, but live. Like
it's not like yoga, but you're moving.
It's like on the spot, I forget everything. And sometimes when I'm even having a bad day and I go and play drums, I'm like, why did I do this sooner? I remember to do it like sometimes a little bit later. I'm like, no, you can just go and do it and sit. And then I find myself like, oh, I want to practice for half an hour today because I don't have much time. But then I find myself playing for like 2 hours.
Crazy.
I love it.
I love that. We talked about this earlier. Your mom gave you the garage to practice and all. But for anybody listening, they're wondering, what does the family think about all of this? Mashallah, you do other things as well. Like, the advices you give on mental health, everything else that you do, the drummer. What does the family think about all of this?
I think my parents always kind of knew I'm not, somebody who's following the regular path.
Yeah.
And they did not ever like really accept or love it, but they never stood in my way either to pursue it. And I think I'm very grateful for that because it is giving me the chance to explore what I want and what I'm meant to do here in this world as Amna, And with the drums, like we talked earlier, like, I gave up my parking spot. So my drums is now parking in that garage instead of my car. So it's a fair trade,
fair trade.
So, so I think in life you have to kind of find a way to also like let your family understand what joy the activity is bringing you and actually how it's helping you in your mental health.
Yes.
Because instead of me going breaking things, I can go hit the drums instead, Instead of being angry and like expressing through
frustrated with the world.
Exactly. Through like, loud voice, I can go and like hit the drums. So it's a great alternative and it does not hurt anybody.
Yeah. I think the way you package it right now, for anybody listening, I connect a lot with that, by the way. Because I really relate to you. I'm opening up to you right now. I have a son with autism, and he's my hero. And sometimes it gets frustrated with us as parents trying to make him, feel better. So sometimes you find yourself listening to music. You find your way, or playing basketball in my case. You find whatever it is that works. And I think in your case, mashallah alayki, you were able to do that. I just want to shout out your parents, and I'll tell you why. I've been in this business for the past 18, 19 years. I've seen my share where parents say, you're not doing this. You're really not doing this. And they disallow, they don't continue. Now, whether they approve or not approve, that's something else. But the fact they're not stopping you, I think that's you said something really that connected with me, that they have to see what it means to you. That's really deep. Have they seen what it means to you?
I think so. I mean, sometimes like while I'm playing the drums, my dad would like pop in and he's like, you're not with the tempo of the music.
La. Allah yahmi. He says that?
Yeah, because my dad is a big fan of like, he used to always collect music, collect like sounds, especially like Michael Jackson vibe.
What?
He likes all that, like, like Phil Collins. He would send me sometimes, now when I play drums, he would send me like a video of Phil Collins playing.
So this is where it comes from. It comes from there.
Like I'm like, okay, like there is definitely some music connection with my family, but like I never really like understood or knew it until recently.
That's amazing though. That's God bless them. But it's incredible what you said. Until they find out and that's their journey as well. We forget about them.
Yes.
Because it's a process for them to see. But yeah, Allah yahmihum. This is amazing. Before we end, a couple of things. We want to try something with you.
Okay.
We're just going to try this.
Okay,
right?
we're going to try it.
Basically, I have the instrumental for In the End. I love this record.
Yeah.
By Linkin Park. And what Anna was saying, hey, I can rap a little bit. I'm like, okay, let's do it. And she's like, okay, let's do it. So we're going to try this. Right?
Okay.
If it worked out, it worked out. If it didn't
Can
work out.
you do the backup vocals for that one?
Backup vocals. We're going to do it. One
okay,
second.
perfect.
Yeah. We'll do it live right now. Don't worry.
Sweet.
Okay. We do things live right here. Okay. Backup vocals is up. Linkin Park. Are you ready, Amna?
Let's do it.
I think she's ready. So, camera is on you. This music is down, okay? And let's try it. Amna Al Haddad, ladies and gentlemen, Pulse 95 Radio. Get ready. Take it away.
One thing. I don't know why, it doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind, I designed this rhyme to explain in due time. Time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by as the pendulum swings. Watch it count down till the end of the day. The clock takes life away. Didn't look out below. Watch the time go right out the window. Trying to hold on, didn't even know I wasted it all. I kept everything inside, even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to me will eventually be a memory of a time when I tried so hard.
I love it. I love it.
You see, I have a bit of a timing issue, but I'm working on it.
What this says about you, though,
Yeah.
and I'm bringing it back to being inspirational, is the trying.
Yeah.
Amna Al Haddad, you truly inspired me today.
Thank you.
I was having a bad day. I was not having the greatest day. Me meeting you and you instilling the trying thing. I'm a big fan of drums. I'm 45 years old. I really want to get into drums right now because of you. Seriously.
يلا تعال.
No, seriously. No,
I'll teach you, man.
because I think for me, coming in from a hip-hop background, really, I love drums. So the fact, maybe, لا شعوريا, I was maybe afraid how it'd sound, but I'm looking at you, and look at you. You're on the radio talking about drums. You just started 3 years ago.
Yeah.
You're trying with bands, and you're trying.
Yeah.
Where this will take you, me and you, we don't know. Right?
No idea.
So this is my question to you. What's the dream? What's the ultimate dream for Amna Al Haddad?
You know, with all honesty, I want to take part in events that bring value to people.
Oof.
And events that bring me joy, where I get to play music that I like and also music the crowd likes.
Oof.
You know, I want to be in festivals where, people are with their families and are happy, and, a place where it feels everybody's coming together because music brings people together. Yeah, that's my dream.
Do you have a book, Amna? Because you should write a book.
I am working on one.
You're saying the things that you're saying it, how you're saying it,
Yeah.
is really incredible. Quick thing before we leave. Obviously, next week we're going to be celebrating Emirati Women's Day. My question to you is, and I asked this to all the sisters that I know who are from the. When you hear the word or the sentence Emirati Women's Day, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Like, this is a day for Emirati women only. Shout out to the men, shout out to all the nationalities, but this is a day that's celebrated here, August 28th.
Yeah.
Emirati Women's Day. What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
A chance to create change.
Wow.
This is what Emirati Women's Day is, because we as Emirati women have created a lot of change.
Facts.
And we're continuously working to shift the narrative of what an Emirati woman is. And I think, stories like mine and many other women especially in unconventional fields,
Correct.
are doing that because we are, creative in our nature. We are, nurturing in our nature.
Passionate.
So passionate. So this is what Emirati woman is. It's somebody who brings her best to the table. And it's a day where, we are being recognized, but also a chance for us to speak up or where we want change to happen.
Can I say something? It might be a bit controversial, but I feel like I've got to say it. To all the brands out there, I don't know if you agree with it or no. Maybe I've seen something you talked about it or no.
Yeah.
To all the brands out there who only message the Emirati women on Emirati Women's Day. And she's saying, that agrees. Sah, what do you think about that? Pay them. Like, you don't get a compensation.
No.
They only take a box.
Yes.
And I hate that.
Yes.
Right? What do you think about that?
I think it's something that needs to be worked on, because even interviews are coming to me few days before the actual day without doing research on who I am.
Correct.
Brands who want to work with me, and then they say, oh, we don't have a budget for this. You expect me to take time off from my work, drop everything, and show up to your event for your
brand
image and your
Yeah. Yeah.
marketing,
Yeah.
and you don't even want to compensate me for my time. They expect us to volunteer our time, and that is so
I think
negative.
I think a lot of Emirati women. You guys agree on this, right?
We all agree
Yeah.
on it, and we all started saying no
Yes.
more often,
Thank you.
because if we don't say no, they will never learn.
This is the thing, and anybody listening right now, if you're the one saying yes, you're breaking that cycle. And I think this is an issue it's a problem, because they will start looking until someone says yes.
Yeah.
They don't care, and this is a big. I'm not saying all the brands, of course,
Of course, yeah.
But seriously, I've seen it where brands they message me now. They would message me, Has, do you recommend any Emirati? I'm like, do you have a budget for it? If you don't have a budget, don't message me. Done. Because I'm not hitting up my friend, telling her to do this thing with you if you have no budget for it. I think it's really important. We're just scratching the surface with this one, but I think it's really important. Amna Al Haddad, really incredible. What you said throughout this interview was really fascinating. Anything else you want to say? Because what would you like to end with?
Wow, that's a beautiful thing. Thank you so much for having me. I
Bless
think,
you.
giving me the chance as a new drummer in the scene, it's really a big deal. I'm still making my way, figuring out my way in this, scene, and where I can actually contribute still. And I appreciate that a lot. And I want everybody to just feel like, you know what, it's never too late to try something. At least if you try it, you will know whether it's right for you or not.
I love
and
that.
with time, you will know, you know. And the more you do it, the more you see yourself getting into it, the more, you know, it's your soul's path. And the more you find yourself not finding joy in it, then it's okay to walk away. There is no shame in that either.
The wax figure is still there?
Yes, it's there.
We can check it out. I'm taking a selfie with it.
Let's do it.
So when you check you out, you're of course from the UAE, inspirational speaker, drummer, real estate advisor, mental health advocate, former Olympic lifter. You have a wax figure.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to add? Like, let's just put it out there right here. In 2024 August, is there anything that you can expect to be added in the next 2 years? Something else that you can add?
I would like to have my book published. That's been a while.
An author.
Published
author.
Yeah, I already am, but I don't have my own full book yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have a title for this book?
I have a title, but I think it needs to be revised. I think that's why the book has not come out, because it needs to be revised.
I want to hear it off air, though.
Off air.
Okay. Man, oh man. I feel like I don't want to end this because it's our last segment. I really don't want to end this, but our time is up. Amna Al Haddad, what do we end with? Which song? Give me a song.
You know, I like the song in the end, and I really spent a lot of time actually learning that song to play it on the drums. It took me like 5 months to learn it.
Beautiful record.
And I think if we could play that would be great.
We'll play that for sure. I want to ask you another question.
Yeah.
For anybody that wants to get into drumming, what's the best thing that they can do now? Like now, they're inspired. I love Amna. I love drums.
Yeah.
What do I do?
The best thing to do is, find a coach and a PT. Focus on doing one-on-ones to understand the basics.
Okay.
Because if you start in a group environment, you will get lost with your, path and where you can go with it.
Do they have to get an acoustic set in the house?
No, they don't. They can get an electric one. They can even start with a pad, learn the root. Because a lot of times when you start drumming anywhere in the world, you actually start like 6 months just on like a snare or like the pad.
Okay.
You don't actually have the full acoustic drums. You start that like later on once you've had your basics down.
Okay. Amna, before we let you go, this has been beautiful in every single way. What's the best way, or where can people, follow you?
They can follow me on Instagram at amna.s.alhaddad.
Amna.s.alhaddad.
Correct.
Okay, and usually Instagram is your best, like it's your...
Yes, it's the one where I'm mostly active, and I usually respond to anybody and everybody.
Amazing. I wish you all the best. I think I can see you drumming for thousands of people, and the camera is on you, and the lights is on you, and you're, it's a really cool thing. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear a little bit of Linkin Park. We'll catch you on next week. Amna Al Haddad, thank you so much. One of my favorite interviews. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
يعطيك ألف عافية. And we say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.